Welcome to my channel Super Rare Coins. Today is best top 3 coins. Please don't skip this video. So let's get it started. The 5 Pfennig 1977D coin from the Federal Republic of Germany, West Germany, is a fascinating small denomination coin that reflects the post-war economic stability, industrial progress, and monetary traditions of the German nation during the late 20th century. Issued as part of the German mark currency system, which was the official currency of West Germany from 1948 until the adoption of the euro in 2002, this coin belongs to a long-running series that began in 1949 and carried the simple yet symbolic design representing growth, stability, and the hard-working spirit of the German people. The year 1977 falls in the period of the Cold War, when Germany was divided into East and West, and the D mint mark indicates that this particular coin was struck at the Munich Mint, Bayerisches Hauptmannsamt, one of the primary mints of the Federal Republic of Germany. The obverse, front side, of the 5 Pfennig coin prominently features the denomination numeral 5 centered, with the word Pfennig in bold letters below signifying the value. Flanking the large central numeral are 2 wheat ears stylized to symbolize agriculture, fertility, and economic growth, important motifs in post-war West German symbolism, where rebuilding the economy and ensuring food security were national priorities. Above the numeral lies the mint mark D, denoting the Munich Mint. The design is framed by a raised rim to protect the coin from excessive wear. On the reverse, backside, the coin bears the Bundesrepublik Deutschland, which translates to Federal Republic of Germany, encircling the center design of a simple oak seedling with 5 leaves sprouting from an acorn. The oak tree has been a traditional symbol of Germany for centuries, representing strength, endurance, and deep roots in the nation's history. The oak seedling was used on many German coins after World War II to symbolize a new beginning, the rebirth of democracy, and steady economic recovery under the Wirtschaftswunder, economic miracle, of the 1950s and 60s. The raised edge complements the simple yet meaningful symbolism of growth and resilience. The coin was struck in brass-clad steel, a composition introduced in 1968 to replace the previous copper-nickel alloy for better durability and cost-effectiveness. The composition consists of a steel core plated with a brass alloy, composed of copper and zinc, giving the coin a golden color when freshly minted, though it often developed a darker tone with circulation and age. The coin weighs 2.9 grams, has a diameter of 19.25 millimeters, a thickness of 1.79 millimeters, and a smooth plain edge. In 1977, the 5 Pfennig coins were struck in large numbers to meet the demands of everyday commerce. Millions of coins bearing the D mint mark entered circulation, making them a common date for the series. However, as with many circulation coins, the number of well-preserved uncirculated specimens has decreased over time due to natural wear, handling, and the eventual withdrawal of the Pfennig after Germany adopted the euro. Coins in brilliant uncirculated BU or mint state MS condition with full original luster, sharp wheat ears, and no spots or discoloration are particularly valued by collectors. The historical context of 1977 in West Germany was one of continued economic strength, modernization, and strong ties within the European Economic Community, EEC, the precursor to the European Union. The Deutsche Mark currency, of which the 5 Pfennig was the smallest circulating denomination, was known for its stability and purchasing power, becoming a symbol of trust both domestically and internationally. Though small in value, the 5 Pfennig coin represented the building blocks of an economy that was considered one of the strongest in Europe. From a numismatic standpoint, the 5 Pfennig 1977D coin is generally considered common, and its market value in circulated condition is typically very low, often just a few cents above face value for bulk lots. However, uncirculated examples graded MS65 or higher, or coins with proof-like qualities, can attract more attention, especially from collectors completing date and mint mark sets of the post-1968 brass-clad steel series. There were no official proof sets for circulation coins in 1977 from the D Mint, but special collector sets sometimes included high-quality strikes. Error coins from this period, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, die cracks, or misaligned planchets, are rare but collectible, often valued significantly higher than standard examples depending on the nature and visibility of the error. Because the brass-plated steel coins were also susceptible to plating flaws, some minor variations in surface color or incomplete plating can be found. With the introduction of the euro in 2002, the Deutsche Mark and its subdivisions, including the 5 Pfennig coin, ceased to be legal tender. However, the Deutsche Bundesbank continued to redeem them for euros for many years, and a large number were melted down, making well-preserved examples from the 1970s slightly scarcer over time. In top grades today, the 5 Pfennig 1977D coin serves as a nostalgic reminder of West Germany's economic resilience and the pre-euro monetary system. For collectors of German coins, this coin offers insight into the craftsmanship of the Munich Mint, the symbolism of post-war German design, and the daily life of Millions of people who use these coins for small transactions, whether buying bread, paying for public transport, or saving in jars. It stands as a piece of everyday history, modest in value but rich in meaning. Next, the 10 Pfennig 1980D coin from the Federal Republic of Germany, West Germany, represents an important piece of the nation's pre-Euro monetary history struck during a period of continued economic growth, political stability, and Cold War division between East and West Germany. The coin belongs to the long-standing Deutsche Mark system, which was introduced in 1948 after World War II and became one of the most trusted and stable currencies in the world until its replacement by the euro in 2002. The D mint mark denotes that this coin was minted at the Munich Mint, Bayerisches Hauptmannsamt, one of 5 active mints in West Germany at that time, the others being A for Berlin, F for Stuttgart, G for Karlsruhe, and J for Hamburg. Coins from the Munich Mint were produced in large quantities, and the 1980 issue is part of the post-1968 brass-clad steel type that replaced earlier copper-nickel coins for cost efficiency. The obverse, front side, of the coin is characterized by a bold and minimalistic design that reflects both post-war German design sensibilities and practical considerations for easy recognition. It prominently features the large numeral 10 in the center, denoting its face value, with the word Pfennig inscribed below in block letters. Above the numeral is the small but crucial D mint mark, indicating its origin at the Munich Mint. On both sides of the numeral are 2 stylized ears of rye, each tied with a thin band at the base, symbolizing agriculture fertility and the reconstruction efforts that defined Germany's Wirtschaftswunder, economic miracle, in the 1950s and 60s. This simple but meaningful motif reinforced the importance of agricultural prosperity as the foundation of national growth. The reverse, backside, bears the Bundesrepublik Deutschland, Federal Republic of Germany, encircling a central emblem, the federal oak seedling, a symbol deeply rooted in German history and iconography. The oak tree has long been a national emblem of Germany, representing strength, endurance, and renewal. The seedling, with its 5 or 6 sprouting leaves, was introduced in the post-war coinage to symbolize rebirth and democratic growth after the devastation of World War II. The edges of the coin are smooth and plain, designed for easy minting and everyday handling without the need for anti-counterfeiting reading at such a low denomination. The composition of the 10 Pfennig 1980D coin is brass-plated steel, a combination adopted in 1968 to reduce production costs and increase durability compared to the previous copper-nickel alloy. The brass cladding consists mainly of copper and zinc, giving the coin a bright golden color when new, though over time and with circulation the surface tends to darken or show spots due to wear and oxidation. The coin has a diameter of 21.5 millimeters, a weight of 4.0 grams, and a thickness of approximately 1.7 millimeters, making it slightly larger than the 5 Pfennig coin of the same period, but still relatively small and lightweight for convenient everyday transactions. And 1980 millions of 10 Pfennig coins were produced across all West German mints to meet the demands of circulation. The D mint mark issue was among the most common, reflecting the high capacity of the Munich facility. These coins were used in daily commerce for low-value purchases, public telephones, ticket machines, small grocery items, and thus experienced extensive circulation wear over the decades. Because of this heavy use, many coins from this era show significant signs of wear, including flattened details on the rye ears and oak seedling surface scratches and dulling of the golden hue. From a numismatic perspective, the 10 Pfennig 1980D coin is considered a common circulation date with little premium over its face value in worn condition. In heavily circulated states, fine to very fine, they hold mainly historical and nostalgic value. However, examples preserved in mint state, MS, condition with full original luster, sharp details, and no spotting are increasingly collectible, especially for those assembling complete year and mint mark sets of the Federal Republic of Germany's coinage. Coins graded MS-65 or higher can attract modest premiums, and those included in official mint sets or with proof-like surfaces are more desirable. While the standard mintage was large, varieties and mint errors for the 1980D issue are occasionally found. These may include off-center strikes, die cracks, misaligned planchets, or incomplete brass plating which reveal the steel core beneath. Such errors can increase collector interest, particularly for dramatic or visually striking flaws. The plating sometimes exhibited minor color variations, with some coins appearing more yellowish and others with a reddish-gold tint, though this usually does not affect value significantly unless highly unusual. The historical backdrop of 1980 in West Germany was marked by political stability under Chancellor Helmut Schmidt and a strong Deutsche Mark that symbolized the economic might of the Federal Republic. Inflation was under control, exports were booming, and West Germany remained a cornerstone of NATO and the European Economic Community, EEC. The 10 Pfennig coin, though small in value, played a vital role in this thriving cash economy, often being the smallest unit used for everyday rounding in prices. With the introduction of the euro in 2002, the 10 Pfennig coins, like the entire Deutsche Mark system, were demonetized and ceased to be legal tender. Many were returned to banks and melted down, reducing their numbers in circulation and leaving only the preserved or forgotten examples in collections drawers or as souvenirs. The Bundesbank allowed these coins to be redeemed for euros for many years after the euro's introduction, and even today it will still accept them for exchange. Today, the 10 Pfennig 1980D coin is valued primarily for its historical and nostalgic significance rather than its monetary worth. It serves as a reminder of the days when the Deutsche Mark dominated European finance and when even small coins like this were essential to daily transactions. Collectors of German coinage appreciate it as part of a broader narrative, one that spans post-war recovery, economic miracle, Cold War geopolitics, and the eventual transition to a unified European currency. For those interested in assembling a complete collection, the 1980D issue is one of the many readily available dates, making it accessible to both beginner and intermediate collectors. Uncirculated rolls occasionally surface in auctions or from old bank reserves, offering opportunities to acquire pristine examples in modern numismatics. These coins hold value as historical artifacts that tell the story of a divided but prosperous Germany on the road toward reunification. Next, the 10 Pfennig 1981D coin from the Federal Republic of Germany, West Germany, represents a continuation of the country's stable and enduring post-war currency system, the Deutsche Mark, minted during a period of sustained economic growth, Cold War tensions, and European integration. This coin reflects both the functional needs of everyday commerce and the design philosophy of mid-20th century German numismatics. The D mint mark indicates it was struck at the Munich Mint, Bayerisches Hauptmannsamt, one of the 5 active mints in West Germany at the time, alongside A, Berlin, F, Stuttgart, G, Karlsruhe, and J, Hamburg. The Munich Mint traditionally had one of the highest outputs, and the 1981 issue is no exception, forming part of the later series of brass-plated steel coins introduced in 1968 to replace earlier copper-based versions. The obverse, front face, of the coin is iconic for German coinage of this denomination. It features a large centrally placed numeral 10, signifying its face value in pfennigs, with the word Pfennig positioned below in bold sans-serif lettering. Above the numeral, in a modest yet crucial detail, rests the mint mark D, identifying its origin from Munich. Flanking the numeral are 2 stylized ears of rye tied at their bases with a narrow band representing agriculture, fertility, and the rebuilding of the nation's economy during the Wirtschaftswunder, economic miracle, of the 1950s-60s. The obverse design remained largely unchanged for decades, ensuring familiarity and trust among the German public. The reverse, back face, bears the National Bundesrepublik Deutschland, Federal Republic of Germany, encircling a central oak seedling motif, a deeply symbolic element in German iconography. The oak, long associated with German strength, resilience, and unity, here is represented as a seedling symbolizing growth, renewal, and democratic development following the devastation of World War II. This simple yet powerful imagery was a hallmark of post-war West German coinage, embodying a message of peace and progress. From a technical perspective, the 1981 10 Pfennig coin shares the same physical characteristics as its counterparts minted after 1968. It is composed of a steel core clad with a brass alloy, primarily copper and zinc, resulting in a bright golden appearance when new. Over time, exposure to circulation and environmental factors often caused the plating to darken, tarnish, or exhibit spotting. The coin measures 21.5 mm in diameter, weighs 4.0 grams, and has a plain, smooth edge typical for lower denomination coins in the Deutsche Mark system. Its thickness is approximately 1.7 mm, ensuring easy handling and compatibility with vending and ticketing machines that relied on precise dimensions. The mintage of 10 Pfennig coins in 1981 was substantial, with millions struck across all 5 West German mints to meet the demands of a cash-heavy economy. The Munich Mint D played a significant role in this production, and as a result, coins with the D mint mark are considered common in circulation grades. They were used daily for small purchases such as postage, telephone calls, and low-value items, making them an integral part of everyday transactions in West Germany. Due to their widespread use, most surviving examples from this year exhibit moderate to heavy wear, with the finer details of the rye ears and oak seedling often smoothed out. In the context of West German history, 1981 was a period marked by stable leadership under Chancellor Helmut Schmidt, a strong Deutsche Mark, and increasing participation in European and global trade. The 10 Pfennig coin, though representing a small unit of currency, 1/10 of a Deutsche Mark, symbolized the efficiency and reliability of West Germany's monetary system, which was considered one of the most stable in the world. The currency was a source of national pride and international trust, especially in contrast to the socialist planned economy of East Germany, where the Ostmark had a very different trajectory. From a numismatic perspective, the 10 Pfennig 1981 D coin is classified as a common circulation date. In worn condition, fine to very fine grades, it carries little more than sentimental or historical value. However, coins preserved in uncirculated, UNC, or mint state, MS, condition, especially those graded MS64, MS66 or higher, hold more interest for collectors, particularly for those assembling complete mint mark/year sets of the Federal Republic's coinage. Coins taken from official mint sets or those with exceptional luster and sharp strikes are more desirable and can command modest premiums over face value. Varieties and minting errors from the 1981 D issue exist but are relatively scarce. Collectors occasionally encounter off-center strikes, weak strikes, or plating errors where the underlying steel core is exposed. Minor die cracks or doubling may also occur, but dramatic errors are rare and therefore valued by specialized collectors when found. The brass-plated steel composition was chosen for its cost-effectiveness, but it also introduced potential for uneven coloration over time, with some coins appearing slightly more reddish or pale golden depending on the wear and environmental exposure. As with all Deutsche Mark coins, the 10 Pfennig coins were officially demonetized with the introduction of the euro in 2002. Many were returned to the Bundesbank and melted down, reducing the number of examples in existence, especially in higher grades. However, the Bundesbank still accepts them for exchange, making them technically redeemable despite being long out of circulation. Collectors today often seek them for nostalgic reasons or as part of broader collections representing the Cold War and pre-Euro European history. In modern collector markets, the 10 Pfennig 1981 D coin is valued for its historic context rather than rarity. In circulated grades, it is common and inexpensive. In uncirculated rolls or mint-sealed sets, it represents a snapshot of West German currency production in the early 1980s, a period of relative calm before the significant changes of reunification a decade later. The coin's enduring design, familiar to millions of Germans over decades, serves as a symbol of continuity during a time of division. The symbolism of the oak seedling on the reverse remains one of the most poignant features of this coin type. It was intended to show a Germany that was growing not yet a towering oak, but a young, carefully tended tree of democracy and peace. For many collectors, this imagery, along with the utilitarian elegance of the obverse, makes the 10 Pfennig series a rewarding field to study and assemble. Overall, the 10 Pfennig 1981 D is a standard representative of its era, abundant, practical, modest in value, yet historically resonant. It tells the story of a nation divided yet prospering, a currency trusted at home and abroad, and a design philosophy that valued clarity and symbolism over extravagance. As time progresses and fewer examples survive in pristine condition, interest in even common dates like the 1981 D continues to grow among those who appreciate the tangible links to Europe's pre-Euro monetary history. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.